Good morning. Good morning. My name is Lisa Dublin. I am a health and life coach, and I help you to be able to speak, to lead, and to live with confidence. Welcome to my little show this morning. I'm usually live in my Facebook group. I'm going live there this morning, but decided to kind of, share the value and the good vibes this morning everywhere, even on IG. I kind of figured out how to make it work as well. So I'm kind of excited about that. How are you doing? If you are in the To All the Girls Success Club right here on Facebook, welcome, Diamonds. Everybody else, yes, you're very, very important. Don't forget to, you can send me an invitation to be able to start, in the To All the Girls Success Club. This morning is the second day of a 3-day kind of workshop thing I'm doing within the club on finding your why, on why do you exist, what is your reason for being. It reminds me of the Japanese term, reason for being, which is ikigai, and it's something to do with combining the reason for your existence, so what God is saying to you, or and also what appeals to you, what you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of your life, which is one way of looking at it that I so love from Jordan Rayner. He wrote this book, Master of One, which I find just so, so important and so impactful in my life. Hi, Sarafina. Good morning. I'm going to pull up the comments from my people in the group just to, pick them up, say hi. It doesn't seem like my stream is going live in Instagram, but that's fine. That's okay. We didn't get it this morning. We didn't get it. Okay, so in the club, we usually begin by saying our confessions, right? You know why? Because no matter whether this is a professional stream or like a personal development, some of the principles are still the same. That where your focus goes, your energy flows. Hi, Elsa. Oh my gosh, you are. Thank you for saying that, Elsa. Welcome, welcome to the club. So, let us begin with those confessions. I am blessed and highly favored, above only and not beneath, the head and not the tail. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I shall lend and not borrow. And the one that I love the most perhaps is I have nothing missing and nothing broken, which is the biblical definition of being blessed, of being at peace. So, can you imagine starting each day with that kind of mindset? Oh my goodness. What would you be able to accomplish as opposed to starting the day thinking that life is against you and it's not going to be a good day and here we go again, or oh my gosh, it's another Monday. Hey, so many people did not make it in life. So many people did not wake up this morning. It's so funny. Yesterday, I had a client, and we were talking about her goals and stuff. And we spoke about some of her plans for the future, which included traveling pretty soon to go visit a relative. And then I get a call in the middle of the day to say that that relative had died. And it was a very poignant moment, a reality check that we just never know when, this is going to happen, when life is going to take and throw us a curveball. So I approach each day like it were your last, with as much energy as you can, with as much passion and effort that you can give. It's always a gift, this thing called life, right? So I hope that that kind of helps somebody. This morning, I want to ask 10 powerful questions. I'm currently writing and getting some ways into my latest writing project. And it is about not just finding your why, but the way that you can combine your why with your gifts and talents to create something that, in my opinion, is a word I love to use, inimitable, cannot be replaced, um, cannot be copied, inimitable, something that sustains you, something that keeps you going, something that you can see as a life pursuit. So my little project this morning is to kind of help you to get to that, to answer that question: why do you exist? What is your why? What is that big reason for which you think you were born? What do you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of of your life? So here I go, giving some of my questions already. Let's go. Here's the first one. So Most people, particularly if you are on maybe LinkedIn or wherever, most people who listen at this time, your reason perhaps for being up is that you're getting ready for work, or you are in a part of the world where you are already at work. But whatever it is, welcome. I know I have viewers in the UK, all over the place. So that's awesome. Here's the first question to ask yourself, and you can replay this at any time. Okay. What do I have? What do I have? What do I love to do where I lose all sense of time while doing it? I took this question, I've been reading a couple of resources, and I took this question from How to Find Your Passion 23 Questions That Can Change Your Entire Life. The book, How to Find Your Passion 23 Questions That Can Change Your Entire Life. And that is by Michelle Culp. You can get it on Amazon. So here's the first question: what do I love to do where I lose all sense of time while doing it? That gives you an indication of, in what field should I be? What should I be doing? Okay. So some of these questions will have to do with your gifts, which are so important, but also with why you exist as well. Here's the second question. This one is from Jordan Rayner from Master of One. Okay. How's everybody doing? Please say hi wherever you're watching me. I'm so sorry that I can't see all the comments at the same time, but hopefully you are listening. And yeah. So, yeah, but it says that I'm broadcasting. So I guess that is what's happening, right? Okay, let's go. Here's the second question, you guys. When you think of life, what do you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of your life? Yesterday in the club, in the To All the Girls Success Club on Facebook, if you're a girl, you can join. Okay? Right there. Okay, go to Facebook, look for the To All the Girls Success Club and ask to join. Simple as that. Okay? Right. Yesterday in the club, I said to everybody, you know what? The task for yesterday was to simply sit with yourself and to figure out the question. You know what? In the final analysis, at the end of it all, the thing that I really want to do is dot dot dot, and to fill in that blank. This question, this second question, this powerful question, really takes you away from the bright lights, from the chatter around you, and kind of tries to boil things down to its very essence. When you think of life, what do you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of your life? The thinking, this is from Master of One, that book by Jordan Rayner. There's also another very, very good book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, that also helped me, to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, which this is part of, which is to help people to win through speaking, writing, and coaching. Right? I know you just need to win. Like, why should you not win? Okay. That's always the thing that I'm going to say. So, when you really think about it, hi, good morning. Good morning to you, JD. Welcome to the program. What do you want to sink your teeth into at the end of it all? When you really think about life, without any of the trappings, without anybody saying anything to you, it's just you and yourself right now. What do you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of your life? That's question number two. Here's the third one. And this one, I'm drawing from many sources. I think being in the personal development space, what makes you unique, what makes your brand is the background, the foundation, the coordinates at which you approach life. And so for me, a big coordinate is my faith. Like God is super important. Oh my gosh. Like He loves me. I think everybody should know that God loves them, but let's not get in there. I'm drawing also from that source as well. So there was a Bible study that I did on the Bible app. You guys can go check it out. It's called Created for Purpose. I absolutely loved that Bible study because the author, uh, Guillermo Maldonado, right? Created for Purpose is the name of that Bible study. You can check it out on the Bible app. I just find every question was just a revelation to help me to get closer to finding that big why. Like, what are you here for? What moves you? Your big why is different from the gifts and the talents, and we'll come to that. But for now, the question that you keep in your head, if you're following me here for these couple minutes, is why am I doing what I want to do? Why am I doing? What am I existing for? And so this writer, Guillermo Maldonado, he says, what do you have a divine burden for? So I don't think that you're going to find your purpose, your why, in any one of these questions. What I think happens and will happen, and what has happened for me. Hi, Lydia. Good morning. What has happened is by culling information from all of these places and sitting with myself and going through the process of, you know, writing, reflecting, seeing what works, trying things out, being an entrepreneur in the online space, then you come to some kind of understanding. At some point, it comes to make sense. At some point, if you continue on this journey of finding your why and figuring things out, it will come together. That much I do know. And I think that is exactly what happened for me. And it is a useful pursuit. But here's the question: what do you have a divine burden for? Guillermo Maldonado, he describes a divine burden as an obligation that leads us to perform an action. What do you feel obligated to do? Is it to go, dig wells? Is it to provide meals to underprivileged children? What moves you? What do you feel obligated for? And nobody else sees it, feels it, but you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. That too is an indication of what your big why might be. Okay, hope this is hitting you. DM me, send me a message, let me know what you think of what these questions are prompting in your mind. Okay, here's the fourth one, which is also connected to number three. And it is, what do you have a particular compassion for? You can see how those two things go together. A divine burden for something might not necessarily be to be compassionate, it might be to accomplish something that has nothing to do with perhaps helping, or it answers a need, a call, but it might not be for somebody in need. You might simply want to perhaps provide services to celebrity coaches or to celebrities, right? Now, they're not necessarily in that kind of need, but you are still providing a service that is necessary. Okay, so the fourth question is, what do you have a particular compassion for? Let's move along. I think this one, most times when you think of finding your why, this next question is usually the one where people start. What gives you a sense of accomplishment and purpose? I know for me, it is when people win, right? And I always say that that is my big why, because I know what it is when life takes a swipe at your soul, a swipe at your soul, and it leaves you bereft and it leaves you wanting. And I know what it is to be on your back and, to look up, and the only way out is up, because you've gotten that, oh my goodness, like life has just thrown you a curved ball and you just literally are on your back. I know what that feels like. So for the rest of my life, every single client, every single speech, every single piece of writing will be, why should you not win? And giving tools and strategies and fixing a mindset to make you able to win. Like, why should you not win? I have a righteous anger for when life and people and things within us, limiting beliefs, etc., try to keep us down. No, you should be winning, right? So that's like my big why. As you can see, I get very passionate about it. Okay, so what gives you a sense of accomplishment or purpose? That was the question number 5. Okay, here's the next one, right? This one in particular deals with what you are currently doing, and it's a useful question. Powerful question. Are you ready? It is this: which part or what part of your current job do you absolutely hate? Because here's the thing, many people might be in jobs and not in calling and not in purpose. Do you understand? Hey Elizabeth, good morning. How you doing, Diamond? We call each other Diamonds in the To All the Girls Success Club. Why don't you come over? If you're on any of the other platforms that I'm going live on this morning, YouTube, LinkedIn, hopefully Instagram, or even on my Facebook page and profile, head on over to the To All the Girls Success Club because that's where I am most mornings, doing personal development, spiritual stuff. It's a wonderful place to be, very positive, and we've been going strong since the beginning of the year. So this is like 9 months in, right? 9 months in. Okay, so we were at the question, what part of your current job do you absolutely hate? Even if you are in business, for example, what part of the business do you absolutely hate? Why are we asking that question? Because if you know what you hate, then you have an idea of which path to veer into as opposed to run to. So, for example, if you currently hate the job that you're in, my goodness, it would pay you big dividends not to go find a similar job because you don't even like that one, okay? Which is what I'm writing about right now. Like, where are you? What are you trying to do? What do you hate about your current job? And you know what? Here is the cousin to that question. Hi, Alicia. How are you? Good morning. Here's the other question that is connected to that question about what about your current job do you hate? What about your current job? This is the next question. Do you love? What part of it? And you know what? And in some jobs, you realize that it might not even be the main roles for which you were hired that you enjoy. All of these things give you an indication about, am I supposed to be where I am currently? I mean, you learn from every job. I think you can fit yourself in, make it work, whatever. But my big thing is that, especially because of COVID, lots of people realize that they do have options. Lots of people got, some a space, an unexpected space to think and to figure out, hey, what am I doing? Do I even like this job? Is there something else that I can be doing that will bring me joy? Can I make an impact while making an income? Can I wake up and be happy to go into work? Yes to all of these things. Yes. Yes, right? But it starts with, I think, figuring out what your why is, how that is married to your gifts and your talents, and then coming out with some kind of, okay, these products, these services, these jobs literally feed into that whole process for me, my whys and my gifts and talents, etc. Okay. So that's it. These are the questions would be, what part of your current job do you absolutely hate? What part of your current job do you absolutely love? I hope you're taking notes because many times we have these, teachings, whatever, and they just kind of gloss over your ears. But if you literally do the exercises for your own self, you end up having a personalized and customized experience with every live that you listen to. That's the whole point that people like me come on and share, right? To kind of get humanity better in our own little way. I just have two more questions for you. And I love this other question because it fed so directly into my why. What has suffering taught you? What has suffering taught you? I think that's one of the questions too from that book I was telling you about, How to Find Your Passion, 23 Questions That Can Change Your Entire Life. What has suffering taught you? What lessons are you taking away? What viscerally, when I say viscerally, I mean like it is something that hits you in the pit of your belly. Right there. Something that hits you so powerfully, a lesson or something that you're taking away from any kind of suffering. Take a moment today and write down what those lessons might be. That gives you an indication of the kinds of problems that you can solve in the world. And many people, because we have not dealt with the pain, because we don't want to face it or admit it, we go looking for to help people in other areas where we have no expertise, not realizing that right there in our pain is our purpose. Somebody says, in your pain is your pulpit. I heard another speaker, was it Bob Proctor? He said that it's not just that you will find a message in your pain, it is pain plus reflection that will birth purpose. It is pain plus reflection that will birth purpose, and birth, when you really think about it, it can birth, thinking and development and progress. So pain plus reflection will birth progress. And I find that is so true. If you don't take the time to kind of treat, like, what went on? Hey, what happened here? What can I learn from it? And if I've dealt with it, am I able to now help other people go through it? It requires a level of, I think, honesty and vulnerability that many of us are not willing to explore. Brene Brown is really good at helping us to be able to be vulnerable without being a victim. And I absolutely love that. All right. So, yeah, these are the questions. I'll just reiterate and we're going to end here today. Tomorrow, what I want to be doing, I'll probably come on everywhere again. Let's talk about, yeah, I know I saw that, Elizabeth, so I'm not gonna put that. I saw what happened. You were probably typing or something. Oh my goodness, these things happen. Here are these questions again, right? Question 10 powerful questions to ask yourself. Okay. What do I love to do where I lose all sense of time while doing it? What is that thing? And please don't say sleeping. Okay, that's everybody's. That's everybody's. What do I love to do? What do I love to do where I lose all sense of time while doing it? You guys, I so apologize if you find that I'm not speaking, I'm not picking up your comments. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to figure out restream here. So please forgive me. Because I'm going through this platform, I don't see every single comment, but I do appreciate you being here. Okay. Second question, right? What endeavor? Oh, no, sorry. Second question. When you think of life, what do you want to sink your teeth into for the rest of your life? Like, what is it? Sit back. Let that thing just fall on you. Just be in the final analysis. When I think of life, this is what I want to do. When you ask yourself that question, what thought rose to the surface? That's what you put down. That's the answer that you put down for that question. Question number 3. What do you have a divine burden for? And a divine burden, as defined by Guillermo Maldonado in that Bible study I was telling you about, Created for Purpose, which I found so powerful, is a divine burden is an obligation that leads us to perform an action. Do you have a divine burden for something? You feel obligated to want to do something that nobody else is taking on? World peace. I don't know, something simple or something complex or something major, whatever it is, it's significant to you. You can't get away from it. It keeps on sticking in your craw. It's just there. Connected to that question is the next one. Question number 4. What do you have a particular compassion? No, sorry. Where do you have a particular compassion for others? Oh my goodness, I can't read my own handwriting this morning. Where do you have a particular compassion for others? What is moving you? In what area do you want to help? Do people's needs move you? Right? Okay. Next question. Question number 5 would be, what gives you a sense of accomplishment and purpose? What gives you a sense of accomplishment and purpose? What do you say? Yes, I did it. All of that. Hi, Violet. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's go. Next one would be, what part of your current job do you absolutely hate? This is for those people who maybe might be considering the great resignation, which I'm kind of writing about. Like, instead of doing stuff like the great resignation, I was speaking with a good friend of mine yesterday morning about that. Instead of the great resignation, can we do the great pivot? In basketball, when you pivot, you stay planted on one leg and you move around with the ball. You're holding the ball in your hands and you're moving around. And many people during COVID did the great resignation, they call it. They resigned. There was this euphoria of, oh my goodness, I don't have to go back to the office. I can, oh my gosh. And many people now are having the great regret because there was no planning to it. There was no way to kind of buffer what might happen if I just simply burn down all the ships. And so many people are going back to those same jobs, tail between their legs, and saying, hey, didn't quite work out. I'm proposing that instead of the great resignation, we should kind of be looking at the great pivot. There's a way, especially when you're older like I am, there's a way to get into what your calling is without burning down the ships. My goodness. Like, no, you do that when you're 20. Not when you're 20, you just burn down the ships, go do some kind of safari or something. No, not now. Okay? So let's move on with the questions. All right. The last question I asked was, what part of your current job do you absolutely hate? The next question is, what part of your current job do you absolutely love? And here's the thing, what might give you an indication of whether you really love this job or not is whether the things that you love in the current job are even tangentially connected to the main roles or the main duties and responsibilities of the job. If they're not, that's a sign that you probably need to be in a different category, a different industry, even. Like, yeah. Okay. And last question, which I find so poignant and powerful, is this: what has suffering taught you? And the reason for that question is that when you'll naturally have a compassion and a sympathy, better said, for people who are going through the things that you have gone through. If you've dealt with it, if you've learned from that pain and you've progressed somewhat, there definitely will be a compassion. Hey, I've been there. You would better be able to identify with people who are going through similar things. But many times we hide the pain. Of course, we want to hide the pain. Like, who wants to put it all out there? And they always say, like, even in this space, it's better to talk about not the wounds but the scars, because if you're just simply speaking about what you're going through, at which point is there development or healing? But if after I've gone through, I can speak about it and how I came out of it, that is literally more value to the people who are listening, and it is more healing for me, more therapeutic, because I'm not speaking about something I'm grappling with and cannot handle, and by the interference of people might even further make it worse. I'm actually thinking of something that may, or speaking about something that I have dealt with, that I have taken the time away from the public, maybe, to deal with properly, privately, humbly, fully, wholly, and now I'm able to speak about it. Okay, so I hope this helped you this morning. 10 powerful questions. So you've asked yourself these questions. The next thing, and the one that most people enjoy the most, is to now look at your gifts and your talents, those natural abilities, and also those skills, etc., that you have just built up. And there are a couple ways that, traditionally we learn how to ask those questions and to find out, ferret out what our gifts and talents are. And we're going to ask those questions tomorrow, right here. So join me again tomorrow. Right? Elizabeth says, helping someone achieve their goals. That's yes, Elsa. Yes, we know that for sure. So join me again tomorrow, where we're going to kind of look at what the gifts are, what the talents are, and see if we can feed that into the big why. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. And don't forget that where your thoughts go, your energy flows. So, what you focus upon, that's what you're going to give energy. So, stay in the positive realm. You're not looking at life with rose colored lenses. No, you're literally directing and commanding life what to be. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye. And thank you so much for being here.